Hey there, how are you? I am Clarence and today we'll talk about the best Nintendo Switch games that are on sale right now. We will be covering the UK, Europe, US, Australia, and Canada eShop. But first and foremost, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you want to see more of this series, please leave a like, remember to subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell to receive future notifications. Likes and subscriptions help keep the channel alive. To start our list, Winds of Change. In Winds of Change, a visual novel adventure, you play as a hero tasked with saving your homeland. Throughout the game, you must make difficult decisions, explore your surroundings, discover secrets, and get to know the people around you. This game is enjoyable to play because it has an interesting story and a variety of activities. This is an intriguing piece of fiction that functions as a video game because there are choices and things you can overlook. The voice acting is all excellent, the user interface and controls are nearly flawless, and the art is stunning, though I occasionally felt that the characters could use a few more poses or expressions. Winds of Change has a lot to offer anyone who enjoys a good virtual novel story and isn't completely opposed to all furry content. Winds of Change is a visual novel with a high fantasy plot full of surprises. This visual novel features a diverse cast of animals who act like humans. It will appeal to both story fans and animal lovers. Next is Barbarian. Barbarian has over 100 levels to fight through, tons of loot to collect, bosses to defeat, and even prisoners to save. Even the most experienced adventurers will be kept busy and entertained for a long time. Underneath the hack and slash simplicity of launching troops with a swing of your axe is strong strategy, and the ability to improvise on the fly when your best laid plans fall apart. The story is intriguing, and the art style is bright and clean, adding another layer to the experience. I believe you should include this on your Switch library. Barbarian has a fantastic action-packed campaign that is both large and diverse. The game is simple to learn and enjoyable to play. Rune Factory 4 Special. Rune Factory 4 is a lot of fun, has a lot of content, and a lot of unique features. If you've ever wanted to run a farm while also playing JRPG, this is the game for you. Despite its flaws, Rune Factory 4 Special is a fantastic life simulation action RPG for the Nintendo Switch. Rune Factory 4 is one of the most complex and enjoyable games in the Harvest Moon Story of Season series, and this port makes me eager to play Rune Factory 5. Overall, whether you should buy Rune Factory 4 Special depends on whether you played the original 3DS version. There are a few new features such as new cutscenes and a new Game Plus mode in which you begin merit. Furthermore, having it on Nintendo Switch rather than the 3DS allows it to have a higher resolution and a larger screen, whether docked or used as a handheld. Having said that, there isn't much new content. Next is No More Heroes. One of the best Nintendo Wii games has finally made its way to the Nintendo Switch. No More Heroes is better than ever, running at 60 frames per second and loading quickly. Travis Touchdown's ascension to the top of the Assassin rankings is both amusing and genuinely exciting, and the core combat never slows down, providing a fun challenge with a tight difficulty curve. Santa Destroy is a boring open world, but it has design ideas that aren't seen much anymore and almost make fun of the time it was made. No More Heroes is fantastic in every way from gameplay to storytelling. No More Heroes is still a lot of fun to play today, living up to the cult status it achieved when it debuted on Wii more than decades ago. Some of the gameplay feels dated, owing to the open world's empty and boring sections, but the amusing writing and boss fights make it worthwhile. No More Heroes is an excellent game for any Switch player to add to their library, regardless of whether they enjoyed the first game. Freedom Planet. Freedom Planet is a fantastic game that reminds me of Sonic the Hedgehog while also being unique. You won't be able to put the game down because of the amusing characters, challenging levels, and intriguing story. Each character has their own set of advantages and disadvantages, making you want to try them all out. Finally, it has everything and is well worth purchasing. A unique take on a tried and true method. Any fan of platform games will appreciate how quickly they can progress through the lengthy levels and how the various characters play differently. The Switch port is fairly basic, making little use of HD Rumble or the touchscreen. It looks and functions well, and none of the extras are disappointing. This game is just as good as Sonic Mania Plus, so if you enjoyed that game, you should play this as soon as possible. Next is No More Heroes 2. Desperate Struggle. No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle improves on the first game's strengths while eliminating its flaws. It devotes a lot more time to being a fun action game and provides you with a slew of new ways to tear enemies apart for good measure. I definitely believe that this game is a good example of how to make a sequel by fixing and improving on what people didn't like about the first game. I've had fun with No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle than I have with many other games, which speaks volume about the quality of the game Suda51 and his team continue to create. Despite all of my issues with the series, it remains one of my favorites. If you want to play No More Heroes 3, you should probably go back and replay No More Heroes and No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle. And for the price it's currently selling for, so get both and go for a speedy bike ride down memory lane. You will not be sorry. Splasher. In a world where platformers are being increasingly popular, it's refreshing to play through an adventure that feels new and, dare I say, fluid. Splasher's unique paint cannon mechanics and excellent level design will make you feel like a boss from start to finish. If you're looking for a challenging game with cute animations and a fresh take on an old genre, look no further. Overall, Splasher is a well-made, tight platformer game with a lot of creative ideas that can be played for hours on end. It expands on basic concept of Super Meat Boy in a noticeable way, creating an experience that feels both familiar and novel. Even if the presentation isn't spectacular, the core gameplay is more than enough to keep you entertained. This one is great for people who want to try out which platforming games for the first time. Splasher is simple to learn but difficult to master. Next is Mutant Mods Collection. Mutant Mods Collection is one of your best options if you want to get into mutant mods or just want a new retro platformer on your Switch. Fans will spend hours working on their massive and rewarding challenge because Mutant Mods Deluxe and Mutant Mods Super Challenge are already fantastic games. When you factor in the solid mod blocks, which is a pleasant surprise and may even outperform the 3DS puzzle game Bomb Monkey. Collection is not only a lot of fun but also a great deal. There are so many great Switch games, but don't overlook this one. Mutant Mods Collection allows Nintendo Switch owners to get two great platforming games in one convenient package. It also includes a bonus puzzle game called Mod Blocks, which is a welcome addition. Because these games are difficult, some players may not want to play them. Although Mutant Mods Super Challenge is particularly difficult, the overall quality of the two original games make this collection one of the best kinds on the Nintendo Switch. If you like platformers and don't mind a difficult challenge, do yourself a favor and buy this game. Next is Beacon Pines. It could be described as a cute and creepy summer adventure in a press release, but that doesn't begin to cover what it has to offer. Instead, it's a wonderful coming-of-age story about a young boy who is still grieving over his loss, who makes his strong friends, and who finds his true happy ending. Beacon Pines is excellent if you enjoy adventure games or simply want to read an interesting, well-written story with a dark tone. The more you play it, the more interesting the story becomes. Perhaps too large to explore in one sitting, but you'll want to see it all at once. You have a winner when you combine a great presentation with beautiful visuals and great narration. Beacon Pines is a cute and well thought out mystery game in which you control the story. It's a fantastic way to unwind and figure out what happened. Last but not the least is one of my favorites, NeuroVoider. NeuroVoider is one of the best roguelike game on the Switch. It's well made, look fantastic, and has some of the best multiplayer options on the system. To say I enjoyed the game would be an understatement. Flying Oak designed a game that anyone can fall in love with in a matter of minutes. NeuroVoider is a very enjoyable game, despite the fact that it does not significantly alter any of the genres on which it is based. The developers not only created a fun game, but they also added a layer of very fun and deep customization options that serves as the game's true heart. Whatever style of play you prefer, there are numerous ways to make it your own. When you consider how much fun it is to play the game over and over, the sometimes cheap boss fights don't bother you. NeuroVoider feels great in every way. As an RPG fan, I appreciate how well strategy-based thinking and heart-pounding action have been combined. The main concern with roguelike permadeath is that it will not feel fresh, but that is not the case here. It's well worth the small amount of time it takes to learn how the inventory system works for one of the best independent games on the Switch so far. Here are some games that are on sale right now that you might want to check out. There might be something you want here. that's all guys, I hope this video was helpful in deciding which game to play, and thank you for checking out the list. Please remember to subscribe and we'll see you at the next one.